Welcome to Ultimate DIY, where you learn to be your own handyman. And today we're going to work on something kind of cool. I'm going to fix my daughter's Chester drawers. So my daughter, she's a little handy person herself, and she decided she wanted Chester drawers and she wanted to customize it. I think she did a fantastic job, but the only thing we didn't think about is we let her paint it first before we went and bought the new hardware, the drawer pulls. And drawer pulls come usually in standard sizes, and this one is a little bit substandard. It's not normal. This one, from the opening the hole to the other hole for where your drawer pull will be mounted, is going to be about 5 and we're looking at about 5 5/8, which is kind of an unusual number. You see that more on like fencing type stuff on that wide of an actual pull. Now they do make them, but you're going to be limited on what you can get. But generally, you're going to have to order them somewhere from a specialty store, because usually your big box stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, any of those type places are probably not going to stock that particular width. So you're going to have to experiment, send things back and forth. And that measurement needs to be very exact so that they line up exactly right. And if it's not exactly right, you're going to still end up drilling holes. Now, the other way you can fix something like this is you can go ahead and wood putty those holes in, sand it smooth, get it nice before you put your finish on, and you can put new hardware. In this case, if we do that, it's going to mess up her design. So if you're having a hard time finding hardware, or you don't want to end up having to repaint, say that you're just wanting new hardware and you do not want to have to repaint or restain your drawers, what you can buy, we found these on Amazon, and they're made by a company called Liberty Hardware. And I'll leave a link in the description so that you can order them yourself. But this is an adjustable piece of hardware. So it has the two little sleeves on each side, and it has the bar. The bar will slide into the sleeves. You can line it up where you want it, and then you attach. Your first question is going to be, yeah, but how do you keep the bar from sliding around? That's awful. Well, actually, they have a pretty ingenious way of doing that. They have these little pins. You'll get 2 of them with each package, and they have a separate slot for the pins. And you'll take and you'll put the pin in those slots, just like so. Now, they're loose right now, but what you do is you'll line this up. And actually, I do one at a time. I'll mount it, and then I'll slide the bar in. And when you mount them, you leave it a little bit loose so that this bar can move. And when you crank down the screws, like these, that will go through the back of the drawer, you tighten those screws down, it's going to push down on that little pin, and now it's going to lock it into place. And the big thing you got to do there is you just want to make sure that your bar is even on each side. And in my case, it turns out to be 1/2 inch on each side. I'll use my little tape measure, measure it out. One thing that I would suggest if you're dealing with these screws, there's 2 situations with the screws. If you're using especially an impact, even a drill, if you're not careful, you will strip the head of that screw out. I suggest on these, they're very small, you're not going to spend much extra time, go ahead and use a screwdriver. That way you will not mess up your screws, all right? The other thing, this is the screw that they sent with this package. My drawers, see if I can get one open here. My drawers, actually, if you put it in through the back side, the screw they sent does not even make it to the end. So what I had to do is I had to go to the store, to actually Home Depot, and I had to buy some longer screws. Now, if you order the one that I've got here that I'm going to put in the description, it's going to be a number 8. I had to go with a number 8, 1 3/8 inch long to this panel, and I'll show you how that actually looks. Actually, I've got one open right here. So this is the longer one. When I put it through now, you can see it's actually come all the way out. And now I can mount my piece on there. But the last part of the number 8 is going to be universal. That's what you're going to need if you buy the one that I've got here. But your length is going to be determined on the piece of drawer that you're trying to attach it to, because it could be a drawer, or that could even be just a cabinet drawer, a cabinet door. So those are going to be a little thinner, and that's probably why that's what came with that unit. All right, so let's go ahead and mount one, and actually we'll mount them all, and I'll let you guys see how quickly they go in. So remember, I mount them separate. I'm going to take a sleeve, take the pin, put the pin in, put the screw inside of the hole, and we're going to start that process. Now remember, what you don't want to do is you don't want to tighten it just enough so that you can get the bar in, and then we're going to tighten up. So I take the other sleeve, do the same thing, and you'll be able to tell which one the pin goes in because it has an indent and the pin fits down in it. There's no threads in that one. The other side is threaded. So we're going to do the same thing. Take and put that in like that. And we mount it. Get in there and just leave it loose. They're just hanging there. Take your bar. Now this bar has a flat edge on one side. It's round all the way around and flat on one end. If you'll look at the inserts here, you're going to see the sleeve that the back side that faces where it screws in is the flat side. So take that flat screw. Now if it sticks, which that one went in easily, if it sticks, back the screw off just a little. So what I do is I get it set the way I like it, and then I'm going to measure. I want my 1/2 inch on each side. Now, when you look at these measures, this is just a little tape. Generally, if you're measuring anything in that inch spot, you're going to have trouble because the little hook and the movable sleeve here is going to cause you a problem reading these hash marks. So what I do is I burn an inch. I will go and I will start at the 1 inch line, line that up where it needs to be, and then I'll go my 1/2 inch out. So I will take that one, I'll put it right at the edge of the drawer on the 1, and then I move this to the 1/2, and we were already almost dead on. Right there, that's exactly where I want it. Hold it, lock it into place, use the screwdriver again, and tighten those down. Just like that, and make sure it's nice and snug. One thing, if you don't make them good and snug, what's going to happen is somebody's going to come in here and keep opening and closing, and they're going to loosen that screw, and then it's going to fall out. The whole bar is going to fall off. It's just going to be messy. So make sure that you get it nice and tight. It makes a difference later. So get it there where I want it. That feels really good. And now it's locked into place. So it's that easy to put an adjustable piece of hardware, a drawer pull or a door pull, on your furniture or your cabinet. It's not very hard. So what I'm going to do, though, so I don't bore you, I'd like you to see what it looks like with them all on, and I'll show you that at the very end. But I'm going to go ahead and fast forward probably and show you putting in the rest of them so you can kind of see how it's done in fast motion and then see it finalized. It's like when it's finally done. So let's go ahead and put the rest of them on real quick so you can see what it looks like when it's completed. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and hit that little bell notification button while you're at it so that you know about all the upcoming videos as I release them. Be sure you give me a like and leave me a comment if you have time. I do appreciate that. If you're interested in the hardware or any of the tools that I used today to actually get this project done, they're going to be in the description. If you go to Amazon and you do purchase anything on there, it does help the channel. It's a very small fee that they pay us, which will help us buy more equipment and things for future videos, and I do appreciate that. So I hope to see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.